Hey YouTube, this is MegaMania009. Right now I'm gonna share with you guys a little project I've been working on. It is the drum sandblast cabinet. I found a bunch of similar ones online, so I decided to make my own. This was made with very little money. I think I only paid for just bar stock so far, which was like $5 or $6 to make a ring. And I also paid for what else? No, that's about it. That I actually paid for this. I made both of the ring holes for the gloves, and I had a piece of pipe, stainless steel pipe from other projects, and I basically just wrapped it around the pipe, and I welded the ends together, and then I traced out the holes here and try to fit them as much as possible. But when you cut out the holes, you don't want to cut out the entire thing. You want to leave a little bit of space so that way you can fold it under, so that way you're able to weld the metal to the bar stock. And that's what I did here, because this metal here is very thin, so if you're not careful you can actually burn through it. And you can see here I got it welded all the way around, and I welded the inside as well. And on here, this is actually bed rail angle iron that I found on a street corner, and I thought it was a perfect use for this. Helped me make the frame here, along with the table frame in the inside with the expanded steel. Here, I was able to get weld here and on top of here, but when you come into this corner you can't really get weld. So I was able to again fold the thin metal up against this as much as I could, and it was able to get weld in there for a nice seal, so that way I actually don't even have to silicone anything. But if there is any leakage, I'll either tack weld it or just silicone it, because it's not going to be anything major. But I was able to get weld all the way around. The door, I used the steel from another drum to make it basically bigger than a hole, and I used square tubing to make a frame for the door. For the handle, I used some nuts that I had, and for the locking mechanism was basically a piece of angle iron with some wing nuts, a nut to hold it in place, and that way there's a nut welded on here, and the bolt here you can either use a ratchet or use your hands, and you just tighten down on it. So I added that here and here to close this whole thing in further, and basically you can see here I made a frame, and this is actually bigger. You can see the outline here, and you see the interior. I still have to add the lights, and that's about it. For this project I was able to flux core weld along with gas weld, but I ran out of gas weld. I ran out of argon and CO2 mix, so for the door I had to actually flux core weld the door components. So you can actually see that the flux left a lot of sputter in some certain areas, but I was able to get some decent welds with it. Let me see if I can show you some welds with the flux core. I was using some Lincoln wire, standard that you can find at Lowe's or Home Depot. And some of the wire that I used was some name brand, and then I ran out of hard wire and ended up going to Harbor Freight just to pick up some wire just to get this project finished. Which the wire at 10-pound spool I paid $25 for it, so I thought it was a good deal, and it welds fine as long as you have a really good machine. But this is what I have so far. I'm really happy how this turned out. I'm almost done. I just have to add the lights and the air components, just so I could use this inside. But thanks for tuning in. This is MegaMania009.